Dark and foreboding, it seems, here at the top of a place that was once only rumored to exist, Misty Mountain. Yes, the visibility is low. It's more mystic sometimes than misty, but it is the home of the Hazers and the site of the third Grand Prix in the third season of MARBULA 1. Hello everybody from a thankfully lit commentary booth. I am Greg Woods, and this was the site of one heck of a race last year. You may remember it was the Hazers that came out triumphant, but it was Clutter on pole and did not stay there. A bizarre incident with Clutter and Bumble getting stuck on the inside of what was then turn 6, multiple attempts by the safety marble to clear them. It eventually had to be red flagged. A fantastic battle in the ensuing few laps in the sprint to the end saw the lead change multiple times, but it ended up being a broken host's curse and Hazy that came through and won the race. There you see the starting lineup for this one. Clutter hopes for better fortunes this time, starting in front of Starry and Hazy. Momo and Shimmer are close behind, but we saw some big movers last year. Hazy had to move up 15 spots to win the race. Can anybody do that this time? We'll soon find out. Lights are on. And we're rolling! Clutter immediately moves to the inside, but doesn't have the speed coming through the first few turns. Stalls at the back. Jelle is far behind the field already. Clutter has fallen to second. Momo trails. Starry leads as they head into the far end through the helices. A 3-marble race. Then it's Minty Flav, who's moved up into 4th. Cerulean drops several spots there. Rapidly loses out to Arab. It's a 400th lead for Starry as they come up the belt, but Clutter gets the better jump and retakes the lead. Momo holding there in 3rd place. Cerulean, who was a big player in the race last year, trying to fend off Minty Flav. Starry drafts to the inside. Big burst of speed down that backstretch, but struggles through the helices and gives it right back to Clutter. Momo, Minty Flav, Cerulean, Arab, Spex moves up into 7th place. As I say that rapidly, passes up there. Then Orangin and Hazy round out the top 10. It's dropped precipitously for Hazy, fallen that far back, but it's Clutter and Starry dueling up front. Clutter holds the lead for now as they head down that backstretch, trying to get through the drop and the speed boost. Missed the split, and then through the double right-hander into the helix. Clutter sets fastest lap and now has a 1-second lead. No, Minty Flav takes it. Minty Flav has that fastest lap, 18.679. Starry gets by into 2nd place, though. This has a slight gap for Clutter. The longer those two battle, the better it is for the leader. Nice little opportunistic move there for Arab, but it falls apart through the final 2 turns. Clutter comes up 9/10 of a second ahead of the Minty Maniacs, Minty Flav, who's challenged coming off of the belt. Arab is right there. Momo is right there as well. Then it's Starry. Momo falls back to 5th. Looking farther back, Yellow Eye has gained a few spots. This was the place that the Crazy Cat's Eyes could have clinched the championship last season, but did not do it. Hazy falling all the way back to 12th now. That lead coming down slightly for Clutter. Spex resets fastest lap at an 18.311. Through the winding first sector. Now on the right-hander and the drop down the backstretch. Clutter leading Minty Flav. A little gap back to Arab, who is challenged by Starry. Starry trying to get by, but immediately has to look back there. There's Momo. Arab loses a spot. That lead back up to 9/10 now for Clutter, who has managed this gap pretty well so far, but it's a long race. We are only just nearing the halfway point. Clutter, Minty Flav, Starry, Momo, Arab, Cerulean, Spex rapidly, Orangin, and Hazy rounding out the top 10. Yellow Eye's been making some moves. Bolt, Dash, Yellop, Pinky Toe, Mallard, Mocha, Alpine, Shimmer, and Wuspy. Big lead this time, 1.6 for Clutter, who's trying to stay as clean as possible to avoid a repeat of last season's disaster. The track, slightly different from last year, but memories are still fresh. Coming down the backstretch, Momo goes to the inside and takes that spot from Starry. That was a good move. And Momo immediately tries to challenge Minty Flav. They come together in the penultimate turn, and that gap, around 1 second again for Clutter. Momo perhaps gathering some momentum here, and look at this battle, right on for 2nd place. Momo shadowing Minty Flav. Down the drop they come. In the draft, Momo goes to the inside, but this time Minty Flav seals it off. They take different lines through the helices, and that lets Starry get by both of them. Clutter, every once in a while, taking a peek over the shoulder just to see what's happening back there. But, oh, look at this. The lead has gone away. Clutter's lead, once seemingly managed and steady, has come down. Starry, Minty Flav battling again. That's going to let Clutter stretch it possibly. But handling these helices can make or break your lap, as we've seen for quite a few. Ooh, that was a hard impact there for Spex. Sent almost on top of the edges. We've seen several of the marbles do that. Clutter looking at Starry. Then it's a gap back to Minty Flav, who's now having to deal with Momo. Cerulean and Spex in the top 6. From the inside, then back out to the outside. That was very well managed through those helices. Clutter across the line. The lead over Starry, 1.29 seconds. Then it's a sizable gap back to Minty Flav and Cerulean. Midfield, though, a lot of shuffling back and forth. So many marbles that are trying to make some gains. There's a 3-marble battle into that one. Was that Pinky Toe, I believe, that came out the better of them? Yes, in front of Hazy and Bolt. Then Yellow Eye trying to get around them. Yellow Eye had gotten up to 11th and has fallen back since then. The lead now under half a second for Clutter. Just a few laps to go. Is Clutter going to be able to manage the endurance to hold on to this one? Minty Flav is starting to get a second wind, closing in on Starry, trying to catch that draft down the backstretch, and does by the end of the straight. Clutter over the line. Much closer now, 0.56 seconds. And then Starry, guess that's not too much closer than it was. But that lead is coming down. Minty Flav. And immediately sets sights on Clutter. Minty Flav gets the speed boost. Nice under-braking for that double right-hander. Tries to make the move through the helices and does. But nice pass back. They're going to be side by side coming up the belt. Who gets the better jump? It is Clutter for now. Minty Flav looks to the inside there. Can't get that one done. Eyeing up to the drop. Trying to get in the draft. Clutter. Oh, that was a bump that Minty Flav seemed to hit and lost a tiny bit of momentum. Is this going to let Starry get ever closer? These are our podium spots for now. Cerulean trying to keep track of them. And it's Arup, Momo, Orange, and Spex, Yellup, and Rapidly in the top 10. Clutter has seen several challenges back and forth, but has managed them very well. 2 laps to go. Around the final turn to begin the final lap. Clutter aiming for redemption at Misty Mountain. Through the first sector they come. Minty Flav doesn't seem to be closing up, but it's this backstretch where Minty Flav has made up so much ground. It's not going to happen this time. The helices. Final time around. Clutter goes from a DNF to a win at Misty Mountain. Pole to victory and a nice comeback. Minty Flav gets second, Starry gets third, and Cerulean, Orange, Momo, Spex, Rapidly, Arup, and Yellup rounding out the top 10. Expertly navigated by Clutter through the mist and through significantly less chaos than last season. Orange did it at 2 Mult Turnpike. Now Clutter has gone wire to wire. Didn't lead every single lap. You can see a couple of those lines coming up to the lead instead. But that does not matter. It may not be a grand slam, but it is victory for Clutter and the Balls of Chaos. Clutter now moves to the top of the individual standings. We will see how that stands after the next race, when all marbles on each team will have the same number of Grand Prix beneath them. Rangers hold a 1-point lead over Balls of Chaos, then a gap back to the Minty Maniacs over Team Galactic. Still early days in what is already a compelling World Championship in MARBULA 1. In the middle of the pack, Yellup, the best overtaker of today with 35 passes. Can anybody beat that? Next race, you'll have to subscribe and tune in to see.